Okay, so today we'll summarize the second, third, and fourth chapter. So basically, third, fourth, I've just started of the book called The Fountainhead. So yesterday, we know that both Howard and Peter have started their professional journey, and that was the end of it. Like, Peter is going to work with that big shot called Ji Feng Chung, some Japanese guy. I don't remember his name, and the other protagonist of our story, Howard. So Howard is gonna work for that. I don't remember his name actually. It's something Cameron, something like that. So he was that architect who was a big name, uh, probably 20 years back, but now he's no more. He's like out of the market, right? So the third chapter starts like this, wherein Peter has started working with that big shot, okay? And in the first day itself, Peter's colleague, who is a senior, who is the best drafter of his office, had asked him to show his design to the big shot, that is the top boss. Let's call him Ji Shangfeng, okay? So, in the first day itself, so Peter, as we know that from last chapter, he is a quite charming guy and people likes him to be around. So he's quite he is becoming favorite very quickly in the office. Like in his first few weeks only, Peter has become favorite of his colleagues. Okay, so in the first interaction, he meets with the Ji Fengshun to show his senior's design to him. So he took his drafting papers and showed it to him, and then Ji Fengshun asks him like, "What do you think about these designs?" Then Peter made some suggestions, and Ji Fengshun says that, "Hey, I was about to say this only," and then he cross questions him like, "If we do this, then it would, you know, create these issues, or this thing is here to support this thing." So some architectural technical things they discuss, and then Peter lastly says only one thing, that you can you can check his designs and then ask him to make the changes as per your suggestions or as per you want it, or else you can just accept his designs. And I think you are here to uh, make the designs as per your requirement. So uh, after saying this, Peter realized that he had said something, that might be dangerous for his position. Like he is in his first week and he is advising his top boss, you know, in these kind of things. But again, uh, both Ji Fengshun and Peter share this unique vibe. They are like similar personalities. So Peter, Ji Fengshun looks at Peter after he says this, and then he approves his suggestion by looking at her, by looking at him, and yeah. So that's how he asks Peter to send that senior designer, and they could discuss and made the changes. So that's how the first interaction goes, and over a month, Peter has become favorite of Ji Fengshun because Peter has this charming personality, and Peter knows how to, be around with seniors. So he is well mannered, he is good to talk to. So with these qualities, he has become Ji Fengshun's favorite, and they like to have this dialogue and discuss on the ideas. So that's why in his office as well, everybody knows that Peter is Ji Fengshun's favorite. And uh, later, Peter also, sorry, Ji Fengshun also shows him some newspaper article wherein uh, Ji Fengshu shares that, hey, this critic has written this article about me wherein he is praising me with many articulative sentences, and he's praising the simplicity but also the creativity with which Ji Feng Shun has created his projects. So he's just praising his firm and showering some good words to him, to his firm and his company. Yeah. So Peter just looks at him with appreciation, and Ji Feng Shun is very happy that he is able to see his uh, his appreciation or his kautuk in some newspaper about him. So he is very happy, and uh, parallelly, Howard has joined this Cameron guy. So the author has dedicated 2 or 3 pages to introduce this Carmen guy. So this Carmen was a great architect back in his day. So he was very unconventional, just like Howard is, and he had this belief that every building has its own purpose, and with the changing of material with which we are building things, we should also change the designs and the purpose of it. We should not, just rely on the old renaissances and European architects, right? So he is of this thought, and he know that the Roman architecture has the seeds of this Roman architecture has flown from Europe to USA, and then this seed has risen to weeds, and this has consumed whole society. So every building is inspired by Roman architecture, and he is not in agreement with that, because he strongly believes that with the newer building techniques, with newer construction techniques, we should also mm have something creative, something new, and no building should be inspired by some other building, because every building has to be unique, because it's the building has its own soul. So his his perspective, his psychology is quite similar to what Howard has, but um, as this and back in his day, he is the first one who has created a skyscraper, very tall skyscraper, because in late 18th century, in late 17th century, like 1885, 1890, everyone used to create skyscrapers with horizontal blocks, and they used to make the building bulky. So how Cameron was the first guy who thought, like, we need to create some vertical building, then they should look huge and tall, uh, quite opposite to what the traditional Roman architecture used to follow, right? So he has created some very tall skyscrapers, and that's how he got famous. But he was very rude, and he was very difficult to work with. He did not even bother about his clients, and because he had this aura or demeanor about him, that no one used to question him, because he has created his name, big name, and that's why people used to listen to him, and then just the client used to agree with whatever he wants to offer to them. And he has one manager who used to bring clients. So even with his attitude and not giving shit to anybody kind of attitude, with his manager, he used to bring black clients, uh, which got offended by Cameron's hard attitude. So, but later he also died, and then the business drops, and Cameron has left with, a 3-story office, then to a single-story office, then to office in the downtown in a 3-bedroom apartment. So his business has decreased significantly, and then uh, uh, so that's how the author has introduced this Cameron guy, and then later Howard shows up at his office's doorsteps, and uh, he asked that I should be working with you. And as we have introduced Howard, that he is very calm and composed guy. So Cameron, though he says that I should be working with you, uh, he hears that I will be working with you. So Cameron is at first he is very angry that, hey, who are you, how can you come into my office and ask for a job. Then Howard tells him that I got expelled because of my designs and everything. So he says that, what do you think, because I'm a failure now and I don't have much work, so it would be easy to work for me, it would be easier to get a job here, that's what you think or what. So he is just very angry with it. And usually he is this angry guy, he who has lost everything, and he is a alcoholic now. So that's how he is behaving. But Howard replies him calmly that, I am here because of your buildings and your unconventional thinking, and the way you think about buildings, it's quite similar. So the Howard doesn't say all these things, but as a reader we know. And he just say that, you know why I am here, I am here for these buildings. And then Howard shows his designs to Cameron, and Cameron looks at all these designs one by one. And then um, as Cameron is, he just shows him how many faults are there in his designs. They are very bad, and he just criticizing his work. But then Howard says, "Yeah, I know, and I am here to learn all these things." And then again, Howard start again continue to cussing him that, if I was what I was 20 years back, I would have knocked you down, kicked you in your face, and all that. And I will ruin your life. Why you are here? All these things he's kept saying. And then he says, "Okay, you can work for me. Come tomorrow." And again he says, "If you are late, I'll fire you. I'll make your life hell." So he's that kind of guy, like who said Buddha, what we have in India. So he's that kind of guy. But again, Howard know that what he will learn here. So that's how he is tenacious about getting a job there. So finally he gets the job there, and then that's how the second chapter ends. Sorry, third chapter ends. So we'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.